of the Hillary Clinton campaign?
Thanks, Tucker. So the main thing to take away is that the Hillary Clinton campaign broke federal law. That's why they levied this fine. When I was leading the Russiagate investigation, we had to get a subpoena from Congress to get the bank records to show that the Hillary Clinton campaign and the Dems paid for the Steele dossier. And 3 years later, the FEC finally woke up and said, yes, that's illegal, and we need to fine them. Had any other campaign done it, they would have fined them to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. But I'll take this as a start. But the biggest takeaway is the Hillary Clinton campaign broke federal law by taking political contributions and paying a foreign asset to gin up dirty Russian information that was fake, that they funneled into the FBI to falsely surveil President Trump under illegal warrants issued by the federal surveillance court.
So the whole thing was a scam. It was illegal. They've been fined for it. It wouldn't have worked unless the entire Washington press corps abetted it, went along with it, reported this stuff as true when it was fact. It was just another set of campaign lies. It was Oppo. Has anybody apologized for their roles in this?
I don't think those 51 intel analysts, heads of the CIA that called Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation have apologized. They actually doubled down and said they were glad to give the warning even though they'd been proven wrong. Hillary Clinton and the Steele team and Fusion GPS have not apologized, even though the lawyers for the campaign have been indicted by special counsel John Durham. So federal indictments, federal fines showing corruption and a breaking of the federal law is not enough for the mainstream media to come around and say not only did they get it wrong, but they got it so wrong that they need to be calling out the Hillary Clinton campaign and now probably Joe Biden or actually his son Hunter, because these people have been corrupting the media for decades, and they are supposed to be the bastion, the dynastic bastions of the Democratic Party, and they have failed in upholding the principles of the law, which you and I have reported on for so long.
Well, they prevented us from having a free and fair election in 2020 by suppressing information voters needed to know. And the people who did that, those 51 former Intel officials, all still have their security clearances, which they used to make millions. They trade on those clearances. Why do they still have their security clearances? They don't work for the government anymore. They work for MSNBC.
That's a great question. It's not a law that they have them. It's a regulation, and those can be revoked immediately. And they should be revoked immediately because they were spreading, as former cabinet secretaries, lies about political operatives that they favored one over the other. And they got an election, they got a presidential candidate in Joe Biden to come out during an election and say, look, 3 CIA directors, a director of the NSA, and a secretary of defense said, my son's laptop is Russian disinformation.
It was all,
so
they all lied.
The public believed them.
Unbelievable.
And they were all lying, and they knew it because they didn't have access to the intel.
They would have never won the election if it wasn't for this.
Now, they should have their security clearances revoked immediately.
What happened to all the civil
They should be fucking hung is what they should be. In public.
And Naomi Wolf, and that's it. It's unbelievable. I've never seen a category vanish more quickly.
Exactly.
I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you.